I had come to the conclusion that I was never going to write another show again. I was finished with all that. I was just going to regurgitate a different version of the one that I worked on. It was a one-person and a five-person show. Anyway, I mentioned the dream that I had the night before I came here about doing this show with a puppet and working with someone to facilitate creating the show, and then working with Barking Spider Visual Theatre. Anyway, I mentioned that just before we started. So I asked for, my intentions were for perfect pitch and rhythm, memorising words, texts, lines easily, business acumen and great marketing. Just didn't think I'd leave a stone uncovered. And first of all, I went to an opera singer in the 1800s whose wig caught on fire from the gas lights around the theatre. And when that happened, she just lost all sense of pitch. And so I know I've got to go to her and clear that. And I just said, no, I'm actually, because I'm so used to going to the negative, so I just said, but I'm going to go to the positive. And within a split second, I was in Egypt and saw the eye makeup and stuff. And I was a young woman who was such a good singer that she was given male privileges. And she had a male friend who was supposed to be the singer, and he was, but she had such a lovely voice that they really wanted her, so it was quite an exception, and she was quite honoured. She wasn't anyone special, she just had this grace, and she had incredible confidence. I mean, it was just normal, it was natural, it was easy, and so she just stepped into a life of comfort where she was just singing the rituals, and that was a really fantastic thing. So then you asked us to bring it back. Oh, and then I just got this flash of another self singing, and she was wild with woolly curly hair, and she was singing for her village and her tribe, and she sang important rituals. Anyway, you said to bring it into an incident in this life.
Yes.
And I remember I was working with an accompanist and did a show at the White Theatre when it was in Smith Street, North Fitzroy. And the accompanist I was working with would always change the accompaniment. Like it was his thing. He said, I will never play the same thing twice. And I was so panicked. And it didn't matter how, I mean, we didn't practice for long because he didn't like practicing. And I was so anxious I didn't want to practice long because I never knew what he was doing. And so I brought back that for her. And all of a sudden it was about choosing the accompanist that suited me. And there's this whole thing as I was talking to Kerry and Mary Jane about choosing who to work with. And anyway, I just saw her relaxing, and she'd given herself the time to prepare, and she had an accompanist that she could rely on. And I've just made another association. Anyway, so then she got to singing Fever by Peggy Lee, and it was terrific and easy and great. Then we went to Godspell for a minute, and I gave her that gift, and all of a sudden she was singing on pitch, and the shittiness between the girls in the dressing room, which was awful, just didn't matter anymore. So then we went into the future, and I've got my next show.
Excellent.
I've absolutely got it. I've got it in every way, and it's working with the puppet, and it's working with singing. Because I've always had singing in my shows, but this is going to be mostly sung. And I know who the two characters are, and there's a lot of channeling for the puppet little girl.
Yep.
So, but it comes in a very special way, and I'm not telling you on camera.
Okay, good.
Tell you afterwards.
Yeah, all right, good. We want to keep it a secret.
Yes.
Excellent. Well done. I'm glad we got your show out of it.
Absolutely, it's amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
And I know who I'm working with.
Oh, wow. Awesome.